Thank you. It is good to be here amongst fellow creatives. How was lunch or that break? It was pretty good. So, like you said, I'm Eryn Hathaway. I'm the founder and CEO of Eryn Pink. Eryn Pink is a 13-year-old fictional character based around her story. She is a child. There's her picture right there. She is the child. She's a single parent. She's living in a single parent home. And based on her story, I've developed a curriculum and an empowerment program for girls and young women. One of our signature events, as he said, is Give That Girl the Mic. We have it here where 150 girls take the stage and they perform. We also have a leadership and development program for middle school age girls. And we have a few contracts with Columbus City Schools where we have an 8-week curriculum where we contract with schools and the girls come out during their lunchtime and work with us. This here is a video that's gonna be running while I speak, just to give you a little bit more in depth of what we do, because I don't plan to go much further into my organization. But before I get started, I just wanna tell you guys a really quick story. When I was about 14 years old, my mom, I was always a creative, hands-on DIY type of person. And so my mom bought me an arts and craft box. And in the arts and craft box was needles and sewing stuff, gems, glue, crepe pies, coloring utensils, and paper. And so I would store it underneath my bed. And so this one particular night, in my box, my mom had bought me a pair of press-on clear nails. And I thought I was pretty dope. I had glued all these press-on nails on, and when I got done, it didn't look the way I wanted to, so I put a hot pink coat on top of this clear press-on nail. And it was looking good, but it needed a clear coat. And so I got this clear coat on, and the ladies know, when you put on nails or you get your nails done for the first time, it kind of feels funny. You have to adjust to the length. So when I got ready to put this clear coat on, I stood up, and I was feeling myself. It was late. My parents were in their room, and my brother was in his room. And this is my scientific theory of what happened. I stood up because my fingers are a little bit shaky, and I took this clear polish, and I got ready to paint my left hand, and somehow the polish bottle flew up, and then it dropped. And this is what I think happened. When the bottle flew up, the polish sucked down, and when it dropped, the polish went straight into my eye. So immediately I went to panic mode. I'm like, I'm like, Mom. My first thought was like, Mom, Dad. Nobody came. So when they didn't come, my next thought was, well, I'm gonna call on the Lord. So I'm like, Jesus. I'm in my room screaming on the Lord. God's a good God. He comes on time. But at that moment, I had to go run to the bathroom because my parents didn't come, my brother didn't come, all the commotion, nobody came. So I'm in the bathroom like, just brushing this water in my face. And you know, when you flinch in your eye, you close your eyes. So I really wasn't doing anything. So about time, all the noise that I had screamed from my parents and the commotion I was causing in the bathroom, then they came and they looked at me, they're like, what is going on? I'm like, I got polish in my face, I got polish in my eyes. Anybody used to get washed up by their parents when they were taller, and they would like lay you out on the bathroom floor. So my dad had me, I'm like 14, my dad had me out on the floor, and he's getting me cleaned up and washing me up. And calm me down, make the story short, calm me down. The next morning I woke up and I had to rip my eyelid apart. It had like glued shut, like crusty and like pus. And y'all are looking like Jesus, but this was funny. It's supposed to be funny, but I woke up, I had a pink bedroom at the time, and the sun was coming in, and I woke up like, ugh, and it was just like one eye just glued shut. So I ripped it apart. Long story short, my mom ended up taking me to the urgent care, and the doctor had a funny joke like, oh, how old are you? That's why I won't let my daughter paint her nails. I'm like, okay, but she said I had ripped my cornea, and the most embarrassing part of this story is that afterwards I had to wear an eye patch. And in my mind, I'm thinking eye patch like a pirate patch, and it was, y'all was like, yeah, no, it was gauze, like toilet paper, and tape scratching around my face. And I'm 14, and it was like the holiday weekend before everybody went shopping. And so I had to go around the Polaris Mall. I had to go everywhere with this eye patch. I had to go to church. So that is my embarrassing story that I felt like I had to share to eliminate some of the fear I have right now, which most of us often deal with. And today I want to share, I know the theme is elevate. And so I had to share something about myself that would help me overcome fear of speaking in front of you guys today. And I want to talk about how I've experienced elevating myself to overcome fear. A lot of times as entrepreneurs and creatives, in any part in life, fear comes and it blocks you and it hinders you from your path. And so I have two main points that I want to share with you, and that is elevate yourself past your fears, and then the second is just do it. When in 2016, at the time I had a 5 or 6 month old, and I had made up in my mind that I was about to just be a mom. I was like, I can't do this. Eryn Pink at the time, I only had a few school programs running, and it was summertime, and those contracts had just ended. And I felt like, I'm about to just be a mom. I'm about to just be the best mom I can be, and I'm not going to move forward with these contracts. I said that to myself and I made that decision because I was fearful. I made up in my mind that the principal of this school and the principal of that school didn't like me anymore. I made these scenarios up. I put them in my mind. I was like, she didn't like it the way I led that program, the way I left the last day. She gave me this funny look. It was just a bye. All these thoughts I made up and put in my mind. And so I concluded to myself, hey, you're going to just be a mom. This is it. And I was already running Eryn Pink for about 5 years. And so I was shutting everything down. The only thing I was going to keep running was Give That Girl the Mic, which is my all-girl talent showcase. And it was running like a machine. And I'm really sensitive about my work. So I was like, yo, I don't want nobody to take my ID in Columbus. So I'm going to just let my show run, and that's it. I'm going to just do me and be a mom. And I think at the time I may have convinced myself so strong that being a mom was most important. And some of the women probably in here can relate. I convinced myself that being a mom was so important that it was just the right thing to do. But at this time in my life, it wasn't the right thing to do. I was installing so much fear. Has anybody experienced fear? Everybody has. So at this time, this one particular day, I had gotten to a habit of, I was working on my mom skills, and I was trying to practice putting my daughter down and not holding her all day. And so what I would do is I would go in her room and I would turn Alexa on, and I would play some music, some meditation music or some worship music, and I would rock her. And I would rock her and rock her until she fell asleep, and then I would try to lay her down and run away. Well, this particular day, I'm already geared up in my mind thinking, I'm just going to be a mom. This is it. This is who I am. And I was letting everything go because I had let fear infest in my heart. This particular day, this song was playing, and I got into the groove. I was feeling it, and I was meditating, and I was just spending time meditating on the words and what it was saying. And literally, this may sound odd to you, but literally in that moment, I can see the email that I was supposed to draft and send to these principals. And I had already made up in my mind. It was in my heart. This is it. I'm going to just do me. I had these thoughts that what I was choosing to do was right. But these emails came to my mind. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to do this. So what was playing was the song was saying, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be stronger. And the girl kept going, you make me brave, you make me brave. And you make me brave just kept playing in my head. I'm like, I'm brave. I'm brave. It hyped me up. And so that moment, literally, this is all in one day. I put her down, I run out, and I go get my computer, and I open up my email, and I send these 2 emails to these principals who I thought didn't like me, which was all an assumption that I had made up in my mind. I sent these 2 emails, and I just took a breath, closed my laptop, got in the shower, and was like, whew. Like, it just a bunch of burden and relief came over me. As soon as I got out of the shower, literally, as soon as I got out of the shower, they both responded within those minutes. Both responded and was like, let's go. 2016 school year, let's get it. I was like, woo, I could have just rejoiced in that minute in my room because here I was, I had let this fear set on me in my heart that was going to stop me and trap me from what I'm created and crafted to do. And I had to take this time to motivate and elevate myself to get past my fears and my self-destruction to see what I'm created and purposed to do, okay? So when I think about success, the greatest enemy of success is the fear of failure. So whatever you were born to do and whoever you're born to be, it's already in you. It's like trapped in you right now. It's just how much of you are you going to let it out? I heard someone define success as the completion and the fulfillment of the original intent of your existence, of your purpose. I used to work from the age of 19 to about 24, I worked for a marketing and advertising agency. The CEO here in Columbus, the CEO is a very well-known African-American woman. And I spent a lot of time with her. She was my mentor. I traveled with her. I stayed at her house. I spent so much time with her to the point where it felt like her level of success was what I had to measure up to. I felt like because I'm sitting under this great African-American woman in my own hometown, I felt like if I don't accomplish as much as she accomplishes, I felt like I was going to be a failure and let her down. And I wasn't success. She's got money, she's got the car, she's got the Gucci, she got the clothes, she got it all to me. And if I didn't measure up to that, I felt like I was just okay, I was mediocre. But success is not the money you make, the followers you have, the likes you have. It's did you get a victory today? Did you fulfill your purpose? Does that make sense? So I work with kids. Y'all can talk about it like I got this teacher vibe. Does that make sense? Thank you. So once I decreased that understanding of measuring myself to what she had and recognized, okay, success is who I'm called to be and what's trapped in me, then I was able to walk forward. Okay, you know what? It was the subconscious destruction that I was putting in my mind that was causing me to stop what I was doing from fulfilling my purpose, right? So I had been in the wrong circle, gossiping with other entrepreneurs who were struggling, who wasn't getting it, right? Or I was telling myself, yo, you're not good enough. I could see the visual in my mind. The last time I left the school in 2016, I saw the principal. She's like, okay, see you later, Eryn. And she just walked away, and I was like, oh, she don't like me. I took her actions and let it feed my thoughts and put this fear in my mind that she doesn't want me. I wasn't good enough. I let that fester into me. And so it was just constant, just fear. And sometimes fear can be revealed as a distraction. It could be procrastination. It could be a lack of discipline. Fear can be self-doubt. Fear can come in many ways, but what I had to recognize is when I spent time elevating myself, meditating, finding good things to pour into me, right? Like that moment, it was worship. But when you take time to speak to yourself, speak the positive things when stuff don't go well. This week, my MacBook crashed. Like, I could have just went all off, and I almost went off. But I had to take the time, like, you know what, this ain't going to kill me. This is not going to destroy me. I'm still going to have a good week. I'm still going to go to Control Fest without a laptop. I just so happened to save my presentation on my hard drive, you know. When you take that time to edify yourself and speak to yourself, you can't cloud your mind and infest your heart with the negativity of fear that destroys you, that traps your purpose and who you're called to be and what you're created to do. So, go further. So, there's a scripture that says, or it's a quote that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's like a subconscious thing that we don't think on constantly, but when you put things into your mind, your subconscious mind, it just plants there in your heart. It's almost like a relationship, like like your boyfriend or your girlfriend, when that's your focus for the time that y'all together, that's what you want to satisfy and please. You can't think outside of that relationship sometimes. When he gets in your heart, when my husband got into my heart, it was like, what we doing? What we going to do next? Where we going? It was all about us and how to satisfy him and where we were going. It's just like a relationship with fear or anything positive. Once it gets on your heart and you meditate on it, you do it. You stick with it. You passionate about it. You go for it. So whatever gets into your subconscious mind will control how you do with your life, and it controls your mind. And so you have to take time to edify yourself, repeat to yourself, I got this, I can do this, I'm brave, I'm going to get this contract. As entrepreneurs or creatives or any path or 9 to 5 that you guys may have, sometimes we sit and we compare ourselves to the people next to us. We try to outclass each other, or we try to outdo each other, try to get more likes in each other. And we have to recognize that is not success, and that is not who we are created to do, because none of us have that same journey. None of us have that same path. So every day you should have a victory. Every day, what fear does is it hinders the hope in you and it eliminates your victories. Every day you should have a win. You should wake up. That day I woke up and I meditated and I got that email, it wasn't $1 million contract, but that was a victory. That was a win for me. So my next point, and I'm almost done, is to just do it. I get a lot of inboxes, a lot of DMs, and people are saying, hey, I have the same visions that you have. I have the same ideas. You know, how did you get started? And my response is just do it. Just go after it. Whatever you have in you to do, you just do it. So when a little bit after I got motivated to climax to my next level, I was doing a workshop for the girls, and they needed some hygiene. I work with middle school age girls, and it was that point where I had to have the hygiene talk. And so I said, I need to find somebody who will donate some products to my girls. I said, light bulb, I live in Columbus with L Brands. So I was like, I'm gonna reach out to L Brands and see if I can get some travel size Bath and Body Works. Well, my mentor, who was my boss at the time, she said, I know the VP of the philanthropy office. Let me give you a hookup and you can name drop. She allowed me to name drop in this email. So I was like, I got it, because I'm about to name drop my mentor, whose name is pretty well known. I made the connection, emailed this lady, and I kid you not, she had to tell me no 3 times. She was like, no, no, no. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, I'm in Columbus. I'm doing good. She knows my mentor. She couldn't just give me a hookup. She told me no. It did not defeat me. What it did was it challenged me to push. So what stuck with me, when I say just do it, what stuck with me is a lot of times people say, who you know and the networking, that didn't work for me. What has worked for me and what has blessed me throughout my journey in my entrepreneurship is when I get visions and I get ideas, I got to just do it. I got to go for it, run for it, do it full force, and go above it. So I was laying in bed, and some odd reason, Shea Moisture came to my head. And I was like, I don't know anybody at Shea Moisture. I don't know where Shea Moisture is. I just followed them on Instagram. And I use their products sometimes, but I was like, became very passionate about Shea Moisture. So I was like, okay, Lord, what is it? So I sat down without a contact, without any thought of who I was going to reach, and I built a whole deck, a whole presentation. I brainstormed a marketing campaign. I did some research. I pulled some numbers out. I made a whole deck of why they should partner with my organization and why I should get some free products with them. Without a contact, I'm doing this for weeks, just weeks, making a deck on my laptop. Where is this going? I had no clue where it was going. Finished it, read over it, had it edited, looked at it, loved it, looked good. Started stalking. When I was like 19 or 20, at the event planning agency, they called me a paparazzi because I would get on the internet and find like celebrities, find their contacts that I shouldn't have found. So I was good for that. So I was like, I'm about to get somebody at Shea Moisture. Watch, I was on LinkedIn looking at people who worked at Shea Moisture, making up fake emails. It's got to be L's last name at Shea Moisture or Sundial Brands. I was making up stuff because I was about to figure it out because I had a vision. I was trying to just do it. So I got on the website and I found an email, and it was the HR department, and I was like, I don't care. I'm about to send it to the HR department like I'm trying to get a job, and I'm going to pitch it. They hit me back. It took a week or so. They hit me back and was like, that classic response, thanks for responding, da-da-da-da. I was like, shoot. I was happy when I saw the response, but then the response wasn't what I wanted. So I sat on it for a little bit. I chilled out for a little bit, didn't even think about it, and kind of let it go after a while because I really didn't have, it was just a vision of mine. It wasn't like a mandate or a responsibility. It was just a vision of mine. So I sat on it and let it sleep for a little while. All of a sudden, the vision came back strong. Again, it was heavy. Like, I felt it. Like, it was mine. So when something gets that anxious in me, it was like I had to run with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this again. So I called. And I felt like I picked up, the right person picked up. It felt like somebody's auntie. She was doing stuff she wasn't supposed to be doing because I was like, this is what I'm trying to do. She said, oh, yeah, let me give you her name and her email. You email them. I said, I'm going to email them, yes. So I emailed these 2 girls. I kid you not, I sent the same little email I sent to the first email address. I sent it, I bluffed it up. And within a week, they didn't respond. And I was like, I'm going to do the follow-up. Like, hey, just checking in, because I want to just do it because it was in me. I'm just checking in to see, have you got my email? They replied back like they owe me something. Like, sorry for not, taking so long to get with you. Sure, this is awesome. We'll send you this. I was like, what? They didn't ask me no questions. Asked me none, 0 questions. Doorbell rang months later. Here come boxes. FedEx dude was mad. He was going up. I live in the city. He was going up flights of stairs. They shipped me 25, 30 boxes of full-size products for my girls. And L Brands, I was trying to get travel size. I was thinking small. And here comes Shea Moisture, don't know me, that ain't seen me, and sent me full-size boxes of stuff. My vision that I had for them, it still hasn't fulfilled yet. That was a portion of it. So I'm still pushing because I see more that I wanted in my vision, right? But it's a matter of just do it. A lot of us, I don't know how to do. Get on the internet and Google it. We can't wait. Somebody told me a while ago somebody knew somebody who wanted to connect with me, and I didn't connect when she wanted to connect. She said, that's why I don't fool with Columbus. Listen, I don't got time for that. You got something in your heart to do, something in your mind to do, you created to do, purpose to do. You have to just do it. You have to do it, and you have to eliminate the fear that's in you, get past it, speak to your mind, speak to yourself, whatever it is, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you work a 9 to 5, whatever it is you are crafted to do, because you will not be successful until you do what is purpose in you to do and fulfill it. It's not the dollar amount. It's not the likes you get. It's not the followers you get. It's just, have you completed what you are created to do by the Creator? That's it.